This is breaking news from KNWA.
It feels amazing. He's not going to be able to hurt anybody else. We're going to get the justice that we deserve, that her children deserve. We're so excited.
We're hearing from the sister of one of the murder victims. We begin with breaking news this evening. A two-day manhunt has come to an end after Stacey Lee Drake was arrested in Morrilton this morning. He's now been charged with 2 counts of murder for a double homicide near Gans, Oklahoma. We have team coverage for you tonight looking into Drake's arrest. Brianna Moore has reaction from the family of one of the victims. Casey Smith is live at a prayer vigil in Oklahoma. And Gabriella Phelan investigated why Drake was a free man despite a lengthy criminal background. We're going to cover it all for you tonight, but first, this is the picture taken moments after Drake was captured this morning in Morrilton. 2 days after allegedly killing 2 people in Oklahoma, stealing a car and running to Arkansas. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight at 5. I'm Chad Mira. Drake is also wanted for a 3rd murder in Oklahoma and another one in Alabama. Sheriff's deputies say a helicopter spotted Drake's hammock from the air and officers arrested him without incident right around 10 a.m. This block of University Boulevard in Morrilton was closed all day while investigators gathered evidence. Hours ago, Alabama deputies confirmed their investigators are on their way to look for evidence in their own investigation. Oklahoma and Arkansas State Police tracked the stolen car Drake was believed to be using to a Motel 6 in Morrilton Tuesday night, and that's when the search officially began. Today, law enforcement from Alabama thanked the officers, some who had been up for more than 50 hours, tirelessly working to make sure Drake was caught.
We already have investigators en route. We're already in communication with those law enforcement agencies up there. Of course, their main emphasis at that time was to capture him, and we're so grateful that they did.
One reason it took a month for Alabama authorities to identify Drake is because he was using a different name in their state. A captain with the Tuscaloosa County Sheriff's Office said he would not be surprised if Drake is responsible for other unsolved homicides as well, and they're looking into that possibility right now. About an hour ago, we confirmed Taylor Sharp is the name of the 2nd victim in his alleged recent killings in Oklahoma, a guy many are remembering tonight as a great family man and friend. Last night, we told you about the other victim, Tara Barnett Underwood. KNWA's Brianna Moore spoke with her family again today, just moments after Drake's arrest. Brianna.
Chad, I had the chance to speak with Tia Barnett, Howard's sister of one of the victims, Tara Barnett Underwood, and the victim's daughter, Jaylee Johnson. Now, Tara was found dead inside of LaFerry's propane Tuesday night. Tara's sister tells me her husband went to check on her at work. That is when he found the bodies of the 2 victims. But she says tears have turned to a brief moment of joy after hearing the news of Stacey Drake's capture. Howard tells me all she wants is justice for her sister, and this is just one step closer.
Just wish I could let Tara know that I got it and we got him, and I have your children and I will fulfill that role, and we got him.
Tara's daughter is the other person you saw in that video. Jaylee Johnson says she just wants people to know her mother was loving and would have done anything to be there with her kids. Tonight at 6, you will hear more from Tia and Jaylee about what Tara meant to them and her community. Reporting in studio, Brianna Moore, KNWA Northwest Arkansas News.
Life gone too soon. Thanks, Brianna. Community members near Gans, Oklahoma are coming together to remember tonight Underwood and Sharp. KNWA's Casey Smith joins us live now from Sallisaw, Oklahoma, the site of a prayer vigil that'll be taking place later on tonight. Casey.
Yeah, Chad, I'm here at Pocket Park in downtown Sallisaw, and while there's not a ton of activity going on right now, it's still because we're a couple hours away from, like you said, the night of prayer that will be taking place to remember the victims, Tara Underwood and Taylor Sharp, whose lives were taken in Gans, Oklahoma, which is about 10 miles here from downtown Sallisaw. Now, the vigil is supposed to take place tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. I talked with Carol Brown from Sallisaw Main Street, which is a local nonprofit made up of Sallisaw citizens. Her role in the night of prayer is providing water to people who need it. She says any role, regardless of how big or small, is important for this event to come together. Brown tells me she's glad Stacey Lee Drake was caught today and extends her condolences to the families of the victims. She expects multiple churches to be out here at Pocket Park to help the community heal in any way that they can. Now be sure to stay tuned throughout the night as we continue to cover the night of prayer here at Pocket Park in downtown Sallisaw. Reporting live in downtown Sallisaw, Casey Smith, KNWA Northwest Arkansas News.
There'll be a lot of prayers out there tonight for these victims. Thanks, Casey. This was not the first time Drake was wanted for crimes across multiple states. In 2010, he was sentenced to 22 years in prison, and that led us to ask, why was he out now? Our Gabriella Phelan joins us in studio tonight with more about the suspect's previous crimes and why his release was granted. Gabriella.
Thanks, Chad. I did some research of my own today and found that Drake's criminal history dates back to the 90s. Take a look at your screen. Court documents show that in 1994 and 2003, Drake committed multiple crimes in Arizona, including both first and second degree burglary, armed robbery, and aggravated assault. In 2010 in Alabama, he was found guilty on charges of carjacking, brandishing a firearm, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Because of his crimes in 1994 and 2003, Drake was considered a career criminal and was given an enhanced maximum sentence of 22 years. However, two Supreme Court cases in 2015 and 2016 allowed for Drake to be resentenced without enhancement because his previous felonies were no longer seen as violent crimes. His motion for relief stated, in light of Johnson versus United States and Welch versus United States, Mr. Drake is entitled to be resentenced without the career offender enhancements because his Arizona convictions no longer qualify as violent felonies or as crimes of violence. Mr. Drake is not an armed criminal or a career offender. Because of these cases, Drake was resentenced in 2017 to just 11 years, half of his original sentence. His time previously served was credited to the sentence, allowing him to be released sooner.